In conscious parenting, we look at our child more as a partner. So we look at our child as somebody that's on the same level of us, another human being perhaps. That's a nice way to look at it. And we look at our child as a reflection of us. In other words, what our child's doing, that we're about to blame our child for, most likely we've been doing, and that's why they're doing it. So our children reflect back our behavior. But when we're not looking in the mirror, because we're too busy being in control, then we blame our child for the very behavior that they see in us. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the really interesting thing about conscious parenting is that if we look at it from that point of view and we actually pay attention to what our children are mirroring back to us, we now have a golden nugget in our hands. We have a great opportunity for our own healing. Because our children are blatantly showing us the anxieties, the insecurities, the yelling, all of the behaviors. They're blatantly showing us, this is what you're doing to me. So if your child is highly anxious, this gives you an opportunity to say, what's going on with my behavior that my child is this anxious? Because there is that mirroring happening. So one of the things that's really, really interesting in conscious parenting is we could use our child as a spiritual partner in our life that reflects back those parts of ourself that we had to separate and fragment from our consciousness that lost power, because that's when we gave up our power. Those parts of ourself that are fragmented are those things we need to heal. So we could use our child as a spiritual reflection of what is wounded within us. What a great opportunity. So we could say, what is my child's behavior triggering in me right now that doesn't feel power? Rather than stop doing what you're doing, it's really upsetting me and I'm getting really angry and whatever's going to happen, the reaction that's going to happen. So we could stop in that moment and ask ourselves, what is this behavior triggering in me?